Okay, so you want to make money through social media and content creation because it's the only thing that you actually have skills in and actually like. And deep down, you know this 9 to 5 is not cutting it. There's no lifestyle, time, or financial freedom anywhere in sight. And you see people making tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars off of social media and content creation every day online, creating content, making social media posts. And it only seems like the numbers, the audience, the speed of the algorithms, the amount of money is only increasing every single day. I know you want a piece of that too, because why not? You're literally already on social media on your lunch break, when the convo gets a little dead, when you need inspo, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling up, in the middle of the night, when it hits you. I'm creative too. I can post. I can do that too. I can do that better. So why not me? Well, I'm glad you asked because hell yeah. And yeah, why not you? The good news is you don't have to be a famous influencer or social media star to get that kind of success or to make money from it. And I discovered that little hack 5 years ago when I quit my corporate job with no plan and turned that same love for aesthetic feeds, silly little videos, and fun graphics into a 6-figure salary in less than a year. I know, I was shocked too. Was not expecting it at all. Initially, before I quit, I did what every other social media addict does. After work, every single day, I scrolled on TikTok to numb the pain, just to feel something. And I came across what's called social media freelancing. In a nutshell, the girlies were getting paid to post for other people, make fun little graphics, make their silly little videos, and yap, but in captions and blogs. In the professional world, this is what they call copy. I was already doing that anyway. And after I decided to quit, I ditched the regular applications to find another job, and I created an Upwork account. I applied, I did a few jobs, got paid a little cash, and kept applying until I found better, high quality, high paying clients. And 3 months in of kind of dabbling around, I found my first agency client. And then fast forward 8 months later, I was making 10K months with my very own clients. It was literally a dream because not only was I doing something I really enjoyed and was having so much fun doing creatively, energetically, I was getting paid more than I had ever made in my entire life. And it can be yours. And I'm going to show you what no one showed me back then. And I'm going to tell you what no one was telling me. Well, maybe they were, but not loud enough. We live in a digital world these days. The market for social media is only growing. There was so much money to be made back then, and there's so much more money to be made now. You don't have to be a 9 to 5 corporate slave if you don't want to, especially if it's creatively draining you. Now, if you like your 9 to 5 and you don't really like social media, maybe this video is not for you. But if you like social media and you know that you have something to offer, not only to your random posts on the weekend, but making it a real career and making it something that can make you money while you build other things like your businesses, your personal brand, this is the video for you. And I know you've been feeling this itch to start another revenue stream, start another mainstream, so you can finally afford to make content, dilly-dally, prance, build businesses in peace. You are smart. You have come to the right place. Today we are talking social media freelancing and how to get your first client. And it can be as fast as this month, honestly, if you put your mind to it. And no, you don't need any experience because 1, you're already an expert. I mean, come on, you scroll every single night. And 2, everything I'm going to teach you can be learned on the job. I think I had some mediocre school projects and honestly just good vibes, and that got me enough to get my first client. And hello and welcome to my little corner of the internet. If you're new here, my name is Iffy. I'm 28 and I live in Dallas, Texas. I'm just your fellow creator, entrepreneur, and corporate dropout who has big dreams and big visions for my life, and I'm taking you along on the journey with me, and I'm teaching you everything I know so that you can also be a content creator, an entrepreneur, have time freedom, make a lot of money, do the things that really matter to you in your life. And I'm giving you all the refined tools that I didn't have when I started my journey so that you can get there faster and you can also get there too. Freelancing honestly was one of the peaks of my life, if not the biggest peak of my life, because it gave me and showed me the opportunities there are out there. It's the first time I got out of the employee 9 to 5 mindset and I moved into abundance. I started doing things that were aligned to me. I started having more fun and I started making more money. It really taught me how to work for myself, make my own money from thin air, which is a skill that never goes away, by the way. Once you learn it, you have it for life because you won't learn these things in a 9 to 5 job. And in a way, it kind of keeps you tied to a 9 to 5 job always, or learning how to only get 9 to 5 jobs because you don't have skills to create money on your own. And let me be honest, this skill is very critical for the kind of lifestyle that I want to live. Jet setting, business babe, a creator and creating content whenever I want, however I want. And there's so much here in social media managing and freelancing. But today we're just going to cover a high level overview and I can get more more in depth and feature videos if you guys would like more information on this or just have specific questions. But in a nutshell, we're going to cover a high-level overview of what social media managing is and what it looks like today in the market, establishing yourself in the marketplace, i.e. how you're going to get inbound clients that find you, where you're going to find clients that align to you and your skills, your outbound strategy, how you're going to find them. And then we're also going to touch on all the things you need to manage your client, project management, social media workflows. That one has so much to it. But again, I'll give you all of the basics you need to get started. I am at your service boss. And yes, you are a boss now, so you need to start acting like it. And as always, I have a little treat for you. Be sure to download the freebie in the description box. This is a social media managing freelancing cheat sheet. It'll cover everything I talk about today with scripts, templates, examples, so that you can start doing this now. So let's start off with a tiny, mini social media managing crash course. What is it? What does it mean? What skills do you need? How do you start? So social media managing is where you help brands build either their brand presence, their awareness, or grow their target audience, but doing so online through their social media by creating, planning, and posting their content, as well as sometimes engagement, analytics, and just managing any details or workflows throughout the entire process, and also sometimes across platforms. In my opinion, it's a mix of strategy, creativity, and communication. It's perfect for somebody who loves content, trends, storytelling, honestly, just bigger picture marketing, because a lot of brands are looking for you and your advice to help them tell a story with their brand, help them visualize or just extract the vision that they have in their head about their brand and their company and put it out to the world in a way that the world understands it. And that's why it's so good that you know trends very well, you understand how social media works, because you can help them translate their message into social media content. So there's a couple skills that you need, and don't get scared. It's probably things you already know how to do and you didn't realize that other people don't know how to do. The main one I will say is kind of a requirement, just because so many people are looking for your expertise in this one thing, is knowing what is relevant. Now, not saying that trend is the only way and honestly the best way to grow, but kind of having an idea of what works on each platform is what I think a lot of clients lack. They don't understand what's going on the platforms. They're not on it. They're not scrolling like you. So it feels very foreign to them. It feels like they don't know what to do there, how to show up, what people like, and understanding what's trendy, relevant, and sort of the language of each app. There's a certain language on TikTok, there's a certain language on Instagram Reels, there's a certain language on YouTube, and knowing how people package things is very, very important, because as a consumer, people are not going to click on things they don't understand. And you know how our attention spans are, you know how fast it is, and these business owners need your help with that. But generally, when it comes to tasks and daily activities, social media managers can be doing a laundry list of things, and they can focus on just one of these, or they can be focusing on all of these things. So there's things like organizing the content. This is usually through a content calendar. Think like Asana, Monday.com. I personally love using Airtable. It basically shows all the content for the week, for the month, captions, has all the details, the content itself, as well as when it's going out, the hashtags, just all the details of the content, and organizing it into some kind of calendar or some sort of system the client can follow and maintain. Another one could be creating graphics. This is more graphic design heavy, like making their graphics or their posts on Adobe or Canva. And a lot of times, if you are managing, you are also scheduling this content too. And then there's another layer of creating this content, not just online or digitally, but in person, like physically creating content using your phone to film, using your cameras to film, whether that's filming your clients in person, whether that is getting B-roll for them and sending it to them to approve. Like, you are actually making this content with your own hands, your own eyes, your own brain. This physical content creation can also be called UGC, which is user generated content, which at its origin, I think UGC was really stemming from customers making this content, but nowadays it's almost like freelancers or contractors making content for brands based on a brief. So almost like being an influencer without having the audience. That has been often what a lot of these clients or your potential customers will call that content creation that you do for them. Then there's also copywriting and writing and just captions and hooks and just flat out selling and persuasion through words. So copywriting can be its own field, like all of these can, honestly, but this comes into play when you are writing captions for posts, when you are writing blogs, or writing anything that is going to be going out on these social media platforms for your client. Then there could be overall strategy for the client. What do they need to be posting? When, how, why? Like, what is the why of why they're posting this content? And how does it tie to the brand message, to their identity? That gets a little deep, and it's really for the brands that are trying to elevate and make sure that their customers know exactly who they are, and that every post on their social media platforms really reflects their values, their mission, their vision. The strategy also helps define the pillars of what they're posting under and the posting styles that they choose, and everything has a reason behind it. There could also be be community management. So that could look like managing their DMs, answering their comments. Maybe they have any kind of like Slack channels or engagement groups where you are going in and making sure people feel heard, understood, and that their community is actually growing. This one might be my least favorite part just because it has numbers, but there could also be analytics. So this is really reporting, understanding what's going on with their numbers, and doing a lot more market research and presenting. And you're probably like, oh my God, that's a lot. Like they do everything. And yeah, we honestly do everything. And this one might be on the tail end, but I do see a lot of social media managers kind of like morphing into VAs or virtual assistants, because a lot of times, again, with the world being so digital, a lot of clients have personal brands as well, a lot of pages to manage. They need a VA who has social media skills. So they need somebody to help them book things and manage their calendar and manage them, but also a part of that comes managing their social media. So I could see this also like overlapping in the social media managing category. Okay, so now that you have a good idea of what a social media manager does and what they get up to on a daily basis, let's talk about how you are going to find your first client in social media managing. The first step I like to think, as always, is looking inward, doing a little bit of a self-analysis, but also a market analysis, because ultimately you're freelancing now. You are selling yourself and you are selling your product or your service, which is you, your skills, what you know how to do, the results that you know how to offer. So you need to have a good idea of how to package this and sell it to people in a way that they understand. What I like to do is pick the platforms that I know the best, pick the skills that I know the best, and market them until I can get my first client. And from there, you can change and alter things based on your experience with them, based on the work that you've done, kind of prune and see which skills do I really like utilizing and which clients do I really want to service. But I would personally pick a platform you already post on or are already consuming a lot of content on. You probably have a lot more familiarity in that platform and that type of content and the language on that platform, which again, there are people out there that don't know how to use YouTube. They don't know how to use Instagram, the thing you use so casually every single day. And also, if you already post on that platform, it's going to be easier to show off your portfolio or show what you've done because you've already posted on there. Under this self and market analysis, the second thing you want to do is understand the skills you already have and what you do best. The more specific, the better. Like for instance, you're really good at making Instagram graphics on Canva for people to post as main feed posts on their Instagram profile. Or you're a really good editor and you know how to use CapCut really well. You know how to make TikTok videos, you know how to make Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. Like getting specific on the platforms, the tools, and the skills will help a lot, because that's what people are looking for when they're searching for people on these freelance websites. You can build on the skill set and what you offer later, but I would say it's really good to kind of pick your main skill and pick your main platform. So when you put these skills on your profile, people can identify exactly what they need. Also, you want to deliver good work. So the more specific you are, the easier it is for somebody to hire you and be pleased with what you're doing, because you know that one thing or those couple of things really well. And then after that, you want to get a good understanding of the market. This is where you want to look outward and see what people actually need, because sometimes you might have a very niche specific skill set in something, but when you're looking to apply on platforms like Upwork or Contra, they're a great place where clients are actually looking for talent and talent are looking for work. If you go on these websites, you can kind of get a good idea of what a lot of clients are asking for. If a lot of people need help with organizing their content, that is something, if you have the skill set, you can start to list under your skill and what you provide. If people really need help with Instagram or TikTok or videos, that is probably something you can market yourself as an expert in, again, if you have the skill set. Or if not, you can begin to learn it, because you can probably do it faster given you already are on these platforms scrolling all the time. Maybe you just need to learn a little bit more to get you to the point where you can meet the need of the market. This way, with your current skills and the needs of the market, you can blend them together to make your own little niche, the thing that you can offer to people, the thing that you can sell really well, that is at least semi-interesting to you and is really in demand for your customers. For me, I kind of discovered this through my process. I didn't even have really a niche at the beginning. I kind of was trying to do everything under the sun, and I feel like that never really landed. I never really got key clients, but when I focused on managing content, and specifically under managing content, I would create graphics for you. I would organize the posts. I would schedule them out. I would kind of be the keeper of all of the posts. I think that really helped clients be like, okay, I know that I can rely on this person to create the posts for me, write the captions for me, and put it out, and I don't have to worry about it. And specifically on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, I will always have my picture and my video content covered.